Hey guys, Ellie here. We just arrived at one of the oldest parks in Chula Vista called Memorial Park.
Chula Vista is the second largest city in San Diego County and the 15th largest city in the entire state of California, home to over 285,000 residents with a city area of 52 square miles. Currently, the shortage of affordable housing has resulted in cities such as Chula Vista not having enough housing to meet the demand.
So the shortage of affordable housing is starting to affect cities around San Diego County, just like Chula Vista. Alan Jin at the University of San Diego said that the shortage of affordable housing is the biggest problem for San Diego's economy, and accessory dwelling units are the perfect way to combat this for both renters and homeowners.
Whoever decides to build an ADU can rent it out to generate passive income as well as increase the real estate's overall value for resale purposes. However, due to this recent inflation, building materials and construction costs have risen, and even with the benefits, not every homeowner can commit to a project of this size.
The government of California has recognized this economic issue, and because of this, they have launched the ADU grant program, offering up to $40,000 off the pre-construction costs of an accessory dwelling unit.
The ADU grant program has raised the grant amount to cover up to $40,000 off the ADU project cost for each homeowner. This is enough to construct 2,500 ADUs across the state. To qualify, homeowners in Chula Vista must meet a few requirements. Household income cannot exceed $211,000 each year. The grant applicant must be the owner of the property. The property owner must plan to live on the property. And the property owner must agree to rent out the newly built unit. Download the ADU Grant Qualification Guide to learn more about the requirements to qualify for this grant. The grant covers pre-construction costs of the ADU, otherwise known as soft costs. Some of these include inspection, estimation, site prep, land surveys, soil tests, impact fees, architectural drawings, project design, and more.
So if you live in Chula Vista and decide to build an accessory dwelling unit and rent out the space, it will not be difficult to rent it out. So let's take a look at the average rental income you can generate right here in Chula Vista.
The average rent of a studio apartment in Chula Vista is $1,880. The average rent of a one-bedroom apartment is $2,479. And the average cost of a two-bedroom apartment is $2,909.
So if you're thinking about building an ADU in Chula Vista, it's important to know the basic information about the ADU regulations in your city to determine the feasibility of your project.
Allowed location. You can usually have an ADU on your property if residential uses are allowed, but there may be exceptions. You must have an existing or proposed single-family home on your property or an existing multifamily building. Minimum lot size. There are no minimum lot size restrictions. The property can be any size and be eligible for an ADU. Number of ADUs allowed. If you have a single-family home, you can usually build 1 or 2 ADUs on it. On multifamily properties, how many ADUs are allowed depends on what kind of ADU is built and how many units are already there. Minimum and maximum building sizes. Junior accessory dwelling units. The minimum is 150 square feet, and the maximum is 500 square feet. Detached accessory dwelling units. Up to 1,200 square feet. Attached accessory dwelling units. The minimum size of an ADU must be 150 square feet, and the maximum unit size could be 50% of the gross floor area of the primary dwelling, or at least 850 square feet for units with 1 or fewer bedrooms, and 1,000 square feet for units with 2 or more bedrooms. Setbacks. Front yard. Must be consistent with the requirements of the underlying zone. Side yard. For accessory dwelling units with a height of 16 feet or less, side setbacks shall be 4 feet or consistent with the requirements of the underlying zone. For accessory dwelling units with a height over 16 feet, side setbacks for the portion of the building that is higher than 16 feet shall be consistent with the setback requirements of the underlying zone. Rear yard. For accessory dwelling units with a height of 16 feet or less, rear setbacks must be 4 feet or consistent with the requirements of the underlying zone. For accessory dwelling units with a height over 16 feet, rear setbacks for the portion of the building that is higher than 16 feet must be consistent with the setback requirements of the underlying zone. Parking. Attached and detached ADUs will require one parking space, unless your project qualifies for an exemption from the parking requirements.
So if you're thinking about applying for the ADU grant program, applying is entirely free and we can help you out. The first step is to book a free consultation with one of our ADU experts.